For millions of Americans, Mexico means an exotic adventure to pristine beaches, historic sites, and exquisite dining, making Mexico the top foreign tourist destination for Americans, Canadians, and people from across the globe. The meeting industry in Mexico generates a staggering $32 billion spillover to the economy, hosting more than 200,000 meetings a year, 23 million room nights occupied by meeting attendees, and much more. All of this translates into 250,000 jobs generated by the dynamic meeting and convention sector. In 1 year alone, Mexico moved up to 20th place in the ICCA rankings with a 25% increase in meetings of the World Congress. But something else is happening in Mexico. While the tourism industry continues to draw millions from around the world, Mexico's economy is expanding in unprecedented ways. Export trade to the United States and elsewhere is exploding, leading manufacturers and employers to expand their bases of operations to Mexico. Mexico's leadership is now recognized across the world as one of the leading industrialized nations doing more than just talking about a green economy. They're doing it. Under new green initiatives in Mexico, greenhouse gas emissions are down. At the same time, job creation in the green sector is up, something once thought impossible. In less than a week, Los Cabos will play host to the world's greatest gathering of business and governmental leaders when the B20 and the G20 summits meet to discuss the challenges facing today's global economy. This will be the first time in history that any Latin American nation will host the B20 or the G20 summits, and it will bring together tens of thousands of media and journalists, government and business leaders, and other renowned opinion shapers from all around the world to one of the most beautiful places in the world. But particularly, the G20 Summit is a place to address the world's challenges, and under the leadership of G20 Chairman President Felipe Calderon, this year's summit will be different. It has a defined and prioritized set of objectives and will lay out a framework of action to tackle the myriad of problems facing the world. Business leaders will also meet in Los Cabos for the B20 Summit to discuss global business leaders' prioritized recommendations and commitments to the heads of state. Businesses are at the heart of job creation, which is why they play a critical role in formulating the global economic policy, which will help us achieve global economic recovery and job growth. And while leaders grapple with the world's challenges in Los Cabos, millions of tourists are flocking to Mexico to experience the Mayan prophecy, sometimes interpreted as the end of the world. But actually, the year 2012 is not the end of civilization. According to the Mayan civilization, it represents the beginning of a year of restoration. And why not? A year of celebration as we are immersed in that Mexican tradition. Mundo Maya is a tourism initiative linking the 5 states which are the ancestral home of the Mayan civilization. Whether it's visiting the ruins of Calakmul or seeing Tabasco, where chocolate was invented, visitors are seeing Mexico and the beginnings of all of American civilization this year, and we know they'll come back long after 2012 has passed. Ven a celebrar la belleza de hoy y más aún el próspero futuro que la espera a Mexico. So we invite you to come celebrate the rich past and the even greater future ahead for Mexico.